Lorcana.
We are the pioneers of American Wagyu. Almost 30 years ago, we bred our...
I'm actually quite interested to see what the meta is about for Lorcana. I think the game has so much potential. The only thing that I'm not a fan on is the fact that you can't really interact with your opponent. Like, you know, there's Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's Magic, there's even Dragon Ball Super, those types of card games. You can interact with your opponent, but Lorcana doesn't have that. As of right now, doesn't have it. And that is the one thing that I am not a fan on. Will they change it? I don't know. Hopefully. We'll see. But I do want to make like a ramp deck, like Rush 2 something. So I don't know if... So ramp is the blue... Is it Sapphire? Yeah, it's Sapphire. And I think I want to make a Amethyst, which is purple. But these prices are insane. Like, look at these. It's ridiculous. Actually, what is this? What is Grand Archive? I know what Grand Archive is. It's just... Okay. Look at this, though. I need this Elsa. This Enchanted. I need this. But look what it's going for. Look what people are selling this for. That's ridiculous. Like, they're doing a case for $1,200. $1,200. Each Disney Lorcana, the first chapter booster box, contains 4 booster boxes, with each box containing 24 booster packs. Oh, I'm sorry, booster box case right there. So you mean to tell me that we're going to be paying $1,200, $1,300 for 4 booster boxes? $325. I bought this. I bought it from my local game store for like $150 or $170. Right, one of the two numbers. And you're selling it double that. Oh my gosh, this is insane. This makes people not want to start buying or collecting it because of prices like this. Oh my gosh. This is horrible. This is really bad. Look at this. $358 for starter decks? 12 starter decks? $358? Like, look at these enchanted cards. 500. Of course, Elsa's going to be. I'm actually surprised Mickey Mouse is that low. Like, that's. He's Mickey Mouse. Come on. I'm surprised Belle's right there, too. But I feel like Belle should be up there with Elsa. But look at this. We got a little Tinkerbell right here for $200. This Simba. I want that Simba. But look at this. This is pretty much like an ETB from Pokemon. Going for 116. Guys, this is... You're gonna make people, like, hate this game if you're trying to... If you're selling it for prices like this. Rapunzel, $40. Belle, strange but special, $30. This is a $30 card already. It's a really good card, but if once they do make this like an actual, like, there's a meta scene, then this card will 100% get banned. 100%. Let's read it. Read a book. The ability. During your turn, you may put an additional card from your hand into your inkwell face down. That is crazy. Crazy ramp right there. Magic the Gathering. You could put an additional land per turn. Those cards are broken. There's a reason why things like those are banned. Let's read her second ability. She has two. She's so good. She has two abilities. My favorite part. While you have 10 or more cards in your inkwell, this character gets +4 lore. So you mean to tell me she can lore for 5 if you have 10? Wow. Yeah, if whenever they do make this to a competitive scene, 100% this is going to be either banned or limited. There's no way you can have access of 4 of these in your deck. There's no possible way that they're going to have that. So the starter deck tournament that a lot of the card shops have at your local game stores. So my opinion is this right here, the Amber and Amethyst deck, is easily the best starter deck that there is. So it's going from this one to Sapphire and Steel, and then the last one is on page 2. We'll see. Right here, Emerald and Ruby. I think this one is the worst one. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, so I have all these starter decks, right? And I test all of them, played all of them. And I have good ideas for all of them. But this right here is easily the worst one. It's a control deck. The only problem with this is the card draw is horrible. And the reason so here's how I think you're supposed to play it. So you really got to be smart with your disruption with this deck. And I noticed cuz I fell victim to this. I fell victim to filling up my inkwell and literally having no cards to play, and I'm just top decking. That happened to me every single round. Okay, so at my local card shop, we were playing in a Swiss format, and so if you guys don't know anything about Swiss, what Swiss format is you're going to play the whole round no matter what. So you're going to play the 1 through 5 rounds, right? And every game, and when I was playing against opponents that had this same deck as me, we all ran into the same problem when we were facing off with each other. We would disrupt each other, but towards the later end, the mid-range to end game, was horrible for us because we were top decking. It got to the point where the Amethyst and what's the Amethyst deck? What's the other color? I don't know. Amber? Is it Amber? Yeah, Amber and Amethyst. It got to the point where I face off one of those that starter deck. I only played that one surprisingly once. And that was the popular deck that, by the way, at my locals, it like got picked up super quick. And the problem I had with going against that deck was that deck swarmed the field to the point where I couldn't do anything. I'm top decking. I have only one or two cards in play, and I was able to do nothing. So yeah, no, that was frustrating. But I mean, I only have one. I have two of these. I have three of the Sapphire Steel deck. I only have one of the Amethyst and Amber deck. So let's keep going over cards. This is a deck I want to make. I ended up pulling one of these Elsas. I pulled this one, the non-foil one. So her ability is Shift 6. What you guys know don't know about Shift is think of it as involving. If you already have an Elsa in play, you can put this Elsa on top of it for a cost of 6. And so Elsa Spirit of Winter has the ability, when you play this character, exert up to 2 chosen characters they can't ready at the start of their next turn. This is a good control strategy right here, and she does have a lore of 3. And so this reminds me of the strategy of Final Fantasy, the ice deck. Of course, think about now, ice is freezing, so the ice deck is really big on exerting or tapping the fighter for the Ford is what they called it, and they aren't able to untap. So this one, it's pretty much the same thing, or exactly the same thing. I should say, it's just worded differently. And this ability, in my opinion, can win you games. You're literally exerting 2 characters, and if you want, you could challenge them if the opponent's stalling, because a lot of people, I notice, they're not going to exert their characters that they like because they want to save it. So this right here will bypass it. This will just exert them, and you could attack them on your turn, which is pretty cool. And the point where once it's their turn, they can't ready at the start of their next turn is crazy. That literally puts them so behind, which I think an Elsa deck will be really good. And it's actually the deck that I'm going to try to make. Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. What does this do? When you play this character, you may banish chosen opposing character. That is actually really good. It costs a lot, so I really if you play this, it's only going to be maybe a 1 or 2 of them in your deck. I don't really see someone playing a play set of it, because that a 9 with the character that just banishes a chosen character, I feel like that's really expensive. But I still think it could be useful in some strategies and some aspects of the game, see how the game's going. But I definitely don't see you running more than 2 of these in a deck. It just costs too much. Tinkerbell. Let's see what this Tinkerbell do. Oh, so she has a shift 4. That's pretty good. So her ink cost is 6. She has 2 abilities. First one is Rock the Boat. When you play this character, deal 1 damage to each opposing character. That's a nice little ping strategy right there. I could see that being really good. And Puny Pirate. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. This is really good. Challenging, banishing them, and dealing damage to a different character, that is really good. I could see this being really good in a Steel Ruby or Steel Sapphire. I could definitely see that strategy being really good. I could definitely see someone playing a playset of this. Minimum 2. Actually, not even, no, minimum 3, I should say. Because this is just too good of a card. You have a shift 4, you play your baby Tinkerbells, and then evolve into this one, you're set. You're looking pretty good, so I could definitely see this being a good meta card for Steel. Easily could be a playset. What's this guy do right here? Just an 8-drop evasive. Lore 4. So we'll just skip that. A Whole New World is a good card. 5-drop. It's an action song, and what a song is, you can tap a character where it meets the requirement that costs 5 or more right here, and you can play this card for free. So A Whole New World does each player discards their hand and draws 7 cards. That is really good. Really good for draw power for Steel. I could see a big use of having this card, that you could definitely run 3 of these, probably even a playset, because of just how good it is. Card draw, I'm starting to notice in this game, really it's every card game, where it is really important. You don't want to be top decking, right? So this right here is really good, because imagine you have nothing in hand. You play this card, draw 7. Now, the only negative about it is each player discards their hand and draws 7. So you're helping out your opponent as well. But if you notice that your opponent has something good in hand, or you bounce something back to their hand and you play this, you know you don't have to worry about it. Be prepared. Let's see what this is. Banish all characters. So we have a board wipe. That is really good. This is something that will be... You have to play this if you're running Ruby. I feel like if you do not run this and you're playing Ruby, then you are a fool. Because you will see, playing against a purple deck, Amethyst, they get out of control easily. It's so fast. Snowball effect, how fast they can just go out of control. And so you need to control your board state, because in my opinion, I think that if you build your deck around Ruby Sapphire, that is a more mid-range, I think, type of deck. It's crazy. It's just like Magic the Gathering. Gruul's a mid-range deck too. But this right here is definitely controlling the board, banishing all characters. Easily, that's easily a 3 of. The Queen, Wicked, and Vain. Let's see what she does. So I summon thee. You exert her to draw a card. That's always a good thing. Anything where you can draw a card is good. I feel like if you read something in one of your colors and it makes you draw a card, or at least scry, what scrying is, just looking at your deck, the top card of your deck. So anything where you have that type of ability in the colors that you're playing, definitely put it in your deck because it's going to be worth it, because you don't want to be that person where you're ahead, you're doing really good, and then next thing you know, you're just out of steam towards the middle to late game, right? So you definitely need some type of card draw. So it looks like this is one of the Amethyst card draw, which they have several actually. So I could definitely see someone putting that in their deck. Let It Go. So Let It Go is a song. So you can, a character with the cost of 5 or more can be tapped to sing the song for free. And what Let It Go does is put chosen character into their player's inkwell face down inserted. That is really good. So if you want to get rid of a problematic card, you just send them to the ink. I could definitely see if you're playing Sapphire. This is easily a no questions asked a 4 of. Right? Bare minimum, go 3. You have a 5 cost, and you can use it as ink, and it's disruption. You don't have to worry about seeing that card again because you're putting it in the ink. Once a card goes into the ink, there's no way to get it out of the ink. As of right now, maybe in the future when they make more sets, we will see something like that. But as of right now, there's no way to get any card out of ink. So this is a really good card. Maleficent. So we have the rare Maleficent, it's a vanilla card. Costs 1, it's a 1/1. You quest it for 2. Yeah, I can see why it's a rare. A 1-drop quest for 2 is pretty good. So you're already ahead whenever you play it. On turn 1 or even turn 2. What's that one? Fishbone Quill. It's an item. You can exert it. Put any card from your hand to your inkwell. So this is good ramp. So if you want a ramp, you could definitely. But the way this is worded, let's go back to that. Put any card from your hand into your inkwell face down. So it just sounds like you can even put a card that doesn't even have the ink symbol, and you could use it as ink because it's any card. Okay. I mean, that's just how it sounds to me. Let me know if I'm wrong, guys, but the way it's worded, it seems you can use any card. So these are just out the starters. They're pretty generic. They're good for their strategy. So I could the only negative is there's only one of these. So if you want to make a solid deck, you can probably get 2 of them together so you can have at least 2 of them in play. And you can use 2 of them, so that'll be pretty good. And so I think this Elsa will go good for the 8-drop Elsa. So it's the baby Elsa. I really wouldn't play any other Elsa, just that one. So it seems like that's all the exciting cards right now. If I miss anything, guys, let me know. But I don't really see any other cards that are just sticking out right now. But yeah, I think they need to do better. Obviously, make this affordable to the general public. Because if they don't make it affordable to people, then a lot of people are going to buy it. And then once a lot of people don't buy it, those prices are going to be going down because no one wants to pay for it. That's what happened to One Piece. One Piece, they messed up. It had a big hype. Actually, it really didn't mess up. They're still selling it kind of high. People are still buying it. But it wasn't as high as it originally was.